Welcome back. So, in this module, we are going to quickly see how we can actually interpret our results. That's actually the chapter 4 of our dissertation thesis or long essay. So, what we simply need to do is to come down here where you have the option to generate chapter 4 and 5. So, if you're on your phone or PC, it's the same thing, but the only difference will be the positioning. The only difference will be in the position. Let me just collapse this view here. Let me just click there to collapse. Always make sure to save your analysis along as you are working so that you don't lose it. And if you want to access your analysis, you can always click here on this analysis section and you will see the past analysis. So I'm just going to click here to generate chapter 4 and I'm going to click again here, generate chapter 4 results and analysis. So yeah, chapter 4, when you're writing your project, chapter 4 always contains the result, right? It always contains the result of your work. And when you're presenting your results, you start by actually presenting the demographics of your respondents. That's actually if you were carrying out, let's say, primary analysis. You're going to first of all have an introduction of that chapter 4. Then you're going to present the demographics. When you present the demographics, now you can go ahead now and present the various variables. So that's the analysis by the variables, and then you will move ahead now to, like, let me say maybe you can do now the hypothesis testing. When you do the hypothesis testing, now you can go ahead and give conclusions, right? And in some institutions they give conclusions, but in chapter 5, but in other institutions they give as chapter 4. But that's not the problem. You can always adjust it based on your institution's needs. So let's just wait for this analysis to complete. I'm just going to pause the video here for it not to be too long. Then I'm going to resume when the chapter 4 has finished generating. Okay, so that is it. Our chapter 4 has just finished generating, and we actually have the chapter 4 here, presentation and discussion of results. So you actually have the introduction here, which has been written in academic standards and professionally. So you will see all the tables here, and like I said, you can always adjust them based on what your institutions need, right? You can always adjust them. Then you have the summary of descriptive statistics there. You have this hypothesis test and many others, right? So all what you need to do is to format this and download it. So I'm just going to click here on format and download. Then I'm going to format it now with this document formatter. So Afrodocs is quite dynamic because from data analysis, it automatically sends the data to the formatting tool, and you can simply format this and you download it. So I'm just going to click here on format document. I'm just going to customize it the way I want. Let me just put the table of content, or we can still allow it better still because it's always good to generate a table of content when you're in your final document. So I'm just going to click here to process the document. So just like the general formatting, right? Okay, so that is our chapter 4, which has been formatted for us. But like we said, you can always go ahead and adjust it the way you want it. And if you want your chapter 5, you can go ahead and click there to generate chapter 5. So let me just go back to our analysis. So let's make sure you save your work. Let me just save it here and collapse this. If you're on your phone, just try to navigate with your phone because the only difference is the positioning. So if you want to generate chapter 5, just click here to generate your chapter 5. So that is it on how to carry out your analysis using Afrodocs. So it's quite a simple and a short procedure. But if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them in the forum, and we are going to help you out. So you can also get to us with your research topics. If you think your research might not need a questionnaire, you can get to us and we will see how to help you out with that. Or if there is any other thing in which you want to understand, the group will be open and you can go ahead and ask your questions. Thank you.